curiosity definitely comes up as sending paragraphs when you don't need to. Keep it very brief at times. Some fellas have to put this into place because they're dealing with a girl that might play games at times. Hello everyone, so welcome to my self-improvement and dating podcast, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you how you can go ahead and get her to be missing you, wanting to see you, but you're not letting that happen. And also there is other strategies that you guys can go ahead and use, but you do like her, but you're not going to be doing the other things that is not necessary. And of course there's ways to make sure that you as a fella is improving yourself. Right back to self-improvement is always very, very important. With that being said, please give this video a huge thumbs up. And fellas, before I get into the 3 points that I'm going to tell you of how you can go ahead and get her to miss you, we could get on the line, talk about what's going on, whatever it is. If you have some relationship issues or even self-improvement, what you could do to be a better man, we could talk about it during a consultation. So go ahead and click that link after this video and let's talk about it. So let's get into the 3 things for today. First thing that I have on my list is going ahead and limiting the communication. And so for the first best way to go ahead and limit your communication with her, not speaking on the phone or texting or seeing as much as you were doing before. So let's say you are the type to be on the phone. You like to have late night phone calls, right? After you get off your shift. So when you go ahead and limit your communication, you have to look at what you do the most with her. The phone calls all the time. And maybe that works best because maybe you guys have a busy day, busy schedule. Sometimes it's phone calls throughout the day. And then let's get back to texting. Maybe you're in class all day. Maybe you go back to work right after. And then you have to be making sure you're just using your phone. So whatever that you were doing with her the most, whatever was working best, you do have to put a limit to it. Now, here's the thing. Most times you guys are trying to get her to miss you because you want her to be more about you. Not only that, sometimes some fellas have to put this into place because they're dealing with a girl that might play games at times. Maybe she decides to leave you on red at times. That's really bad, fellas. Or let's say she decides to message you 2 to 4 hours later when she used to reply to you in 30 minutes, right? Things have changed between y'all. So now you need to get her to miss you. In other words, you need to get her to improve how much she's actually about you. She has to show you that, hey, she's willing to go out of her way or at least reciprocate, right? When you put a limit to it, you know that you are doing too much of this, or that if you stop doing it so much, you get to go ahead and get her to start looking at you differently and the effort starts showing. Now, it might be at a slow pace. She might be maybe acting like, you know what, I'm upset that you didn't get back to me. Maybe because she is not used to actually having you put that challenge up or not being as available. So a lot of times too, it could fall into you have to bring it so low, not completely cutting her off, right? No contact is still a big thing we'll be talking about, but cutting all communication really does not apply so much to this. When you do see that you have to reduce it, this is where you take full advantage of going ahead and being more busy, right? When we were talking about self-improvement, some of you guys might have became about her way too much, might have been getting so distracted by the wrong things, and then it's impacting you from evolving. Let's say it's not making you elevate even more. Maybe some things that you were showing in the beginning when she started dating you, you stopped doing, or you're not showing improvements in, and she is starting to lose interest, although she is still talking to you. So when you go ahead and put less communication into place, you could go ahead and worry more about yourself. And then you have her also curious. Then you have her also wondering, where are you at? We used to talk this much, or for a lot of fellas, you used to hit me up a lot more. Or you used to be there and I would actually let you wait for that message, wait for that phone call. So this applies to everything else that falls into communication, right back to texting, right back to if you see her at school, maybe you see her at lunch breaks, or even let's say work, right? Maybe lunchroom and you often have the same lunch break time. You don't got to sit at that table with her. You don't got to sit nearby. And it's not for you to switch up everything that you do with her, but just notice what you were doing before that you could actually cut off now. And it's totally not necessary for you to continue to keep doing when you want her to actually miss you and want to come closer to you. So whatever stage that you are at, make sure when you're getting her to miss you, she's looking right at your way, thinking, what's up with you? Or, hey, yes, I want more of what you were giving to me before, or whatever else she thinks that she could get out of you. So if it means the phone calls were fun for her, or she looked forward to those phone calls, or seeing you at work, sitting down with you, maybe before you leave, maybe you guys have a locker room that you guys see each other in if you work in that type of space that has that, then she's now gonna find ways to get that to happen even more. And that's down to missing you in so many ways. So I'll bring this topic back up. Let me know right now if you want a part 2. And of course, if you still haven't given this video a big thumbs up, do that. But just remember, when you are limiting the communication, it's not to cut her off, it's just to reduce it. And if you have to reduce it a lot more, then you go ahead and do that. Now, the next thing is actually switching it up to, yes, communication does have to be cut off. So there's times where you could actually keep communication in certain areas, but you're not fully going no contact, or you're not fully going on into like, I'm not going to see you for 2-3 days and I'm going to make sure we don't speak at all. But now with number 2, this is just making sure you stop the communication in the right places. So a lot of times when you're trying to get her to miss you, you want her to look your way and be like, where are you at? And not only that, she has to see that you don't care too much of what's going on with her. And that could also mean because you're distracted, you're busy, but because you don't want it to be about, she is all like, hey, he gives me the attention. Oh, he looks my way. Oh, yes, I am seeing his name and I expect to see his name. So this means that you have to stop watching her stories, anything that is on social media. Sometimes it's even liking, right? But mainly when it comes down to cutting the whole watching and her knowing that you are watching, stop watching the stories on Snapchat, on Instagram, on any type of platform that you are using and you have her still as your friend. You guys follow each other. With that being said, that's actually going to get her to start missing you even more because she starts seeing that your name is not there. So you happen to be missing every single time when she posts something. So maybe she posted something that looks really good today and she wants you to be seeing it, or let's say she expects you to be seeing it, but you happen to not watch it. Curiosity definitely comes up. Why is he not watching? It's really a concern to her and she wants some answers. Not only that, she's thinking that maybe you are busy. She does want you to watch it later on in the day. She does probably expect that. So make sure that she is looking for your name and she does not see it there. Before I get into the last thing on my list, fellas, don't forget about Patreon. There is a whole lot of videos on there you will not see on here. And yes, we got the explicit content and we got the exclusive all on there. Make sure you do click that link down below and check it out. Last thing is never ever being desperate. So yes, you do want her to miss you. Yes, you do want this to all work out, but you do not want it to be obvious and you don't want your actions to show that you are desperate for her to miss you. In other words, if you are trying your hardest to get her to notice you, it might not work out if you're not doing it the correct way. So when you limit how much you communicate with her, like with number 1, you are showing her that you are doing better things. And not only that, you are not needy. You don't need to be speaking to her. So sometimes when you do instead show that you are desperate for her, you're going ahead and letting her know, well, this is why I won't talk to you. Hey, I got to go a few hours without speaking to you. You don't got to do that stuff. You got to just disappear and do what you got to do. And then sometimes it just means that if you're going to get on the phone call with her or you're going to be texting, don't do the extra mile things, such as, staying on longer than you need to, such as sending paragraphs when you don't need to. Keep it very brief at times. And then when she comes back around, this is really the most important part. You don't get too excited. Matter of fact, just be chill, mellow, cool, collective, and be showing that, hey, I'm happy to have you here, but you weren't waiting all this time. Matter of fact, what could we do now? And it's not about like, hey, I've been waiting, or I was looking so forward to this day. Sometimes you might have to reduce it a bit too if she did something that made you have to make her really miss you. So maybe she did something that wasn't okay. So now you are trying to make it be about she is missing you, earning you back, if that has to be the case. So show that you do have feelings, but not to that extreme extent. And then if you have to hide it at times because you want to get that message across, like, hey, I'm not really available, I'm not always here, I don't really need you, then make sure you do not show it. At least don't show it as much. So make sure you are not desperate. It's okay to want her, like her, want to be around her and all that, but definitely put the limit to it like I said. And then make sure you're not watching the extra stuff that you don't need to be watching at all. And watch how much she starts missing you, wanting you to show some sort of, yes, desperation, but you don't got it in you. So I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. And don't forget that we could get on the line, talk about what's going on. Could be about her or self-improvement. And don't forget about Patreon, all those videos on there you'll never see on here. And y'all see me in my next video. Bye, y'all. And y'all, the Elevate sweatshirt is officially available, and y'all could see it is embroidered stitch. So it is high quality and it is Champion. Y'all can see the logo right there. And it comes in this amazing box, super secured, y'all. As you guys can see, it is vacuum sealed. You will get your package delivered right to you quickly, and it is gonna come super, super tight.